Hello, this is Professor Burko, and welcome to Summer School English 1B Introduction to Literature at Shasta College. I know many of you have taken other online courses. Some of you have never taken one before. Every teacher organizes his or her course differently, so I want to show you how this one is organized to help you get established with the class. So let's start right now. I'm going to share my screen and take a look at week number 1 and week number 2 for our course. And if you notice at the beginning, there's a welcome and to Introduction to Literature. Here's my syllabus. You definitely should read the syllabus. There's even a syllabus quiz. It's an important skill to know in college. You must read the syllabus because it's kind of a legal contract between the teacher and the student about what's expected of you, what's going to be used to evaluate the grades, things like that. Down here we have a link to Zoom appointments at the Writing Center. This will become very important later on this summer. Here's the due dates for all 4 papers, okay? Make sure that you know when your papers are due. These items are always going to be at the top of your course. And we do have some organizational things to take care of like that at the beginning of the semester. Here I have a link explaining to you how to correspond with me regarding the novel that you're going to select this semester. And some of you have already responded to emails that I sent out before the class. I'm really excited about that. There's a lot of students in this class who are real eager to learn, and that's good. Okay, so this is how the course is laid out. Here's part 1, week 1. There's some little notes to you, and I would just work your way down one after another. The best way to do it really is to open it up like a page in a book, and you just read down here, read all this information, and then if you notice on the bottom of the page it says next, so that takes you to the next page. And then it's like reading pages in a book. You read this part, you go down to the bottom, you click here, next, and that will take you to the next page. There's always this area up here that says home. Click on home. It'll take you back to the main page. There it is. And it's always set up so there's week 1, week 2, and so on. And so if you finished week 1, you can move on to week 2, or you can read ahead to week 2. It's a good idea to know what's coming up next. Let's take a look at how each week is laid out. I have lecture content, and there's several different pages that I want you to read. It becomes too confusing if the pages are too long, so we've broken them up into individual pages. And then we have quizzes at the end of the lecture content area. And each week I'm going to give you some supplementary videos. They're not required, but I'd recommend you watch them because they're interviews that I have collected. I'm a television producer, and I've been working with PBS television for 30 years, and so I know a lot of well-known writers, and I've been able to bring some of their interviews into our course. And I hope you'll find them interesting. These interviews with T.C. Boyle, for instance, are connected to some of the short stories that you might want to read for our first week's assignment. Down here we have required discussions, okay? And these discussions are set up every week to help you generate material that you'll use in your essays. If you work your way through the discussions and you put your heart into them, you'll be able to eventually copy and paste your responses to those discussions into a Microsoft Word document, and you'll have 3/4 of your first essay written. And I do this for every essay in the class. So go ahead and click on each one of these in week 1. There'll be a prompt after you've written after you've read your first 2 short stories. These are questions about your first short stories, and you'll be surprised at the end of this generating exercises. You'll have a lot of material. Take time to do it right, and it'll really make your essay much, much easier. Then week 2 comes up. with a little checklist here, and I want to look at the checklist, okay? Every week I'm going to give you a checklist like this to help you keep track of how many hours you're spending in the class. So in week one, I'd like you to fill this out and then email it to me. How much time did you spend reading this syllabus? How much time did you spend taking the syllabus quiz? Probably not that much, okay? Now, maybe reading the two short stories, you spent an hour or two. Might have spent some time searching for the novel. Certainly, you spent a lot of time on the short story discussions in week one, and that might be as much as 5 or 6 hours. That's fine. It's good for you to keep track of how many hours you've spent in the course, and this checklist will help you realize, oh, I forgot to take the quiz. I better make sure that I did that. Or I didn't spend any time at all reading my novel, and I probably should. It's easy to lose track of things like that. So at the bottom of each checklist, I'm going to ask you to just write down some thoughts about what you're learning. It's a really good idea to do that. Research has shown that if you spend some time writing down and thinking about what you learned, that it'll stick with you for much longer. And I am trying in this course to help you develop writing skills that you can use in every course in college beyond this one, because Introduction to Literature is a nice course to help you appreciate literature more and broaden your cultural horizons. But if it was just that, it really wouldn't help you much with the rest of your college career. So hopefully, all the skills that you're learning in this course will help you with every other course you take beyond the English department. And believe me, it doesn't matter what your academic major is, there will always be high stakes writing assignments in every class that you take. The skills that you learn in this class are designed to help you with those future courses. That's enough for right now. Fill out that form at the end of week one and send it to me as an email, and let's discuss whether you're spending too much or too little time in this course, and learn how to pace yourself, because this is summer school and this is an accelerated version of the course. So we need to make sure we don't procrastinate. That's enough for now. If I can figure out how to stop recording. Bye.